Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of my podcast. Although it is live, and I know they are very lengthy, some of them, but people who really need that particular topics to hear from the experts and especially from the global community, and they just appreciate that, and they are looking forward to see more people. As I promised, I'll be bringing many diverse people from different backgrounds in different communities. But right now, I have a very special guest. She is an assistant professor from Department of Political Science at IIS University, Jaipur. Yes, guys, Jaipur. She is from my neighborhood country, India. A first ever guest I am interacting with live. She's also an online content creator, and she is an international relationship enthusiast that has led her to Youth Delegate, a World Youth Development Forum, UNESCO BRICS Forum. Being a keen social worker, she is a teacher, and I hope you guys definitely will learn from her. And an event manager, so she also bring people together by creating some events, and also an event manager at Prayas Props. Prayas Props at school and in slum children. For slum children, I am one of the slum children, and I grown up, and I just connected what she is doing. Please welcome Harshita Sharma.
Well, now I'm speechless. Sakib bhai, you've left me speechless. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm honored to be first Indian guest in your show, Sakib bhai.
Yeah, it is. It is.
How
Be positive.
as of now, I am excited and nervous because I just want to do justice to this topic because this is a
Thank you.
topic that is relatable to majority of us. So thank
Yeah,
you so much
yeah.
for bringing me.
So before starting the topic, I want to ask you to decode this statement, the life mantra. What is your life mantra? You just share.
So my life mantra is let us all grow together. Sakib bhai, in 21st century in this technological world, when there is fast rat race going on, and you know what I mean, what kind of rat race, there is always
Mhm.
hush and buzz. And in childhood also we are taught, you have to come first, you have to come second. And subconsciously and unconsciously we have this mind, oh my god, I am in automatic competition with others. If somebody has achieved something or somebody is, going to do something, I am automatic into this competition mode. What I am trying to say is here that why can't all of us grow together? Why does somebody has to be first and the other has to be second? Universe and God and Allah has blessed us with so much of abundance and resources that is enough for all of us. So let us all grow together. And the moment we have this in our mindset, we will cooperate with each other and not compete.
See how she started. She already just amazed me. And the life mantra is literally you shared. I think I'm going to follow that because it is the thing we all need. What is mental health illness actually? Many people doesn't know. The people are not aware about. So what do you think? What this illness about?
Okay, so Sakib bhai, first we understand what mental health illness is. I would want to highlight on what exactly mental health is. So mental health is a general state of well-being in individual life. This is the easy
Mhm.
layman definition of a mental health. When you have a capability of coping up with day-to-day life, when you're able to cope up with normal stresses of life, when you can work productively well, and when your thought process is in the right direction, then I say you are mentally healthy. Mental health is actually health. As you said, health and well being, mental health is a complete phenomenon in itself. Now, what is mental health illness? It's a complete topsy turvy and the challenges that we face in our day to day lives. Factors being reaction to certain situations, feelings of anxiety, feelings of depression, inability to come out of the bed and feeling demotivated and unmotivated. If you're not working on yourself enough, what kind of talks you're having with yourself? Is it leading to sleeping disorders? Are you having eating disorders? So there's this whole range of issues when one feels in coping day to day life. Then I say it is mental health illness that we're dealing. However, Sakib bhai, it can range from me feeling anxious today and I'm fine tomorrow to having a bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. So this is the range of intensities mental health illness has.
Bringing out the disorders, how mental health disorder affects you.
Before I answer this question, I would want to just highlight few statistics that
Mhm.
1 in 5 citizens in the world are impacted by mental health. 300
Mhm.
million people, according to World Health Organizations, are dealing with mental health issues. I stay in India, and in India, the greatest burden is mental health disorders. Every sixth Indian is dealing with that, and I am one of those six Indians, and that's why I can talk on this topic. So how is it
Okay.
impacting my life? I think I have worked a lot on my mental health. A lot
Okay.
of things I can discuss later in your questions. But
Mm.
I have faced it. I do face it before UPG also, during that maybe emotional workshop that we discussed ourselves. I was dealing some mental health issue, and but I am aware of that.
Why it is still taboo to discuss this issue? And we all know it is affecting the world. 300 million people are struggling with it. And you, in India, you are the sixth Indian, every sixth Indian. And as of now, today, I would be the every second Pakistani because we are the one of the depressed country right now, whatever we are dealing with. So, but instead of that, why it is still taboo in the communities to at least discuss about it?
Sakib bhai, mental health issue is of course related to majority of the deprived communities. I agree, but at the same time, I also feel that being the fourth major reason of death, the suicide rates, it also impacts the rich communities as well. It's
Yeah.
not only related to if you're poor or unemployed or deprived. Of course,
Mhm.
you can find majority. Counselor के पास तो अमीर ही जाता है, गरीब के पास तो पैसा नहीं है. It is a taboo to discuss because there is a lot of lack of awareness and sensitivity. It is something
Mhm.
that is not taught in our schools. We have stories like honesty is the best policy that will give you moral value, but nobody
Yeah.
tells you how to deal with situations when you're stuck. You're supposed to talk to your parents, you're supposed to talk to your friends. Nobody tells you how important it is to go and discuss your issues with the teacher. So once I'm out of my school or my proper education, and when I come into my real world, I realize, oh my God, now what to do? Because this is something that was not taught to me. And then I'm hustling and bustling in my own. Then in a lot of majority of the communities, it is considered as a stigma, and people are discriminated on the basis of your mental health. It is also in a lot of communities taken as black magic. This
Mhm.
is also
Mhm.
another issue. Okay, you're crying every single day. Let me take you to some holy water. Let me take you to some
Mhm.
temple, and then that person will heal you. There is also generation gap, Sakib bhai.
Mhm.
The way our grandparents used to deal with mental issues is very different from how we are dealing with it. Our
Okay.
cultures don't talk about it openly. There are a lot of holy books. You might have heard of Ramayana, Mahabharata,
Yeah.
Upanishads, Vedas in India that we
Yeah.
read. All of them talk majorly about Ayurveda. They talk about physical well-being and physical health. And very
Mhm.
less instances are there with regards to mental health. Why is it so? So then that means we also have lack of data. Since we have
Okay.
lack of data, we don't know how to deal with it. We don't have any past experiences whatsoever. So
Mhm.
this is the reason people have, created this false stereotypes. People will call you lunatic. People will call you crazy. And then when
Yeah.
I am one who's dealing with mental health issue, I will fear that isolation. I will fear that judgment from the community. What will they
Mhm.
think about me? That social pressure. So this is the reason why we
Exactly.
have taboos with regards to mental health.
So, do you agree that we are still living in a dilemma that the culture has to dominate everything, whether it is affecting in the individual or the whole world? Culture domination is still, very strong. That you are not mentally prepared, or you just in a denial position, think of the out of the box, or at least you just, cross your boundaries, come out of the box, see the other perspective. So, do you think that this cultural thing can be the one of the obstacle for the issues, particularly about mental health?
We are, as I said, living in a technologically fast world where we are interconnected with each other. So
Hmm.
we are in this transitional phase of where culture is dominating us and where our minds are dominating us. We are
Okay.
transitioning and we are going towards something better, definitely. But whatever our conditioning has been, culture definitely has a very, very important role to play in that.
How damaging this to our society, especially the young people?
It is damaging because when I say the fourth leading cause of death is suicide, Sakib Bhai, do you can understand the level of damage this mental health issue
Mhm.
is having on everybody. There can be several reasons, maybe parenting, maybe dysfunctional family life, maybe career, maybe you have physical mental abuse, whatever. But if you're not knowing and if you're just burdening your life to the extent that you don't know what to do with your life, and you, at the end of the day, have no option but you take away your life, it's the damaging thing for the whole humanity because we are here to understand how good we can do for the world. How can we give back to the community? This is the kind of thought process we're supposed to have. How not to give up, actually, because we are here in this human form and we are blessed, but we are just burdening ourselves with so much, and we don't know how to deal with that. And how will we deal with that if we're not even aware that we are having that issue? So it
Exactly.
is a complete damage for the whole humanity. And that is the reason why we have a complete set of World Health Organization talking about mental health. We have governments talking on mental health and coming out with acts.
So I think the damage has been done, but thanks to the experts, and there are some experts, and one of the experts just comment over there. She is the psychotherapist, the certified psychotherapist from Pakistan. She is now in America. She also said that yes, this is one of the issue that in Pakistan there is so much stigma attached to mental health issues. Very insightful information from Archida's point. So there are people. So what do you think? How can we utilize this expertise to create access for the vulnerable community? And a large number of children is also there because I just uh, done a campaign and a training on the child mental health as well. So there's a lot of a huge population of children there who are already victims or and their problem is going to be more bigger or more critical. So how can we utilize this learning and expertise? What are the ways to create awareness at least?
Well, thank you for the question, Sakib Bhai. I think it is one of the most important questions, rather. How can we raise awareness about mental health? Once, first and foremost, you must be aware about your mental health. You must be very much
Exactly.
aware of how you're feeling. You can't help the world if you're not helping yourself. So that is
Hmm.
first thing. Secondly, charity begins at home. So this mental health importance just as your physical health. As gymming is important, exercising is important. Similarly, mental health, working on mindfulness is important. This needs to be taught since schools. I am a teacher. I have a responsibility to teach political science with life learning examples. And this is how maybe I find my job well. I am into a job profile when I can inculcate what I know to my students. Then, of course, parenting. I'm always, I'm continuously talking about parenting is because, and this is a request for parents, you can't expect your child to be happy if you're not. You have to set an example. So when I say charity begins at home, make sure that your parenting is going into the right direction. You are open and you're friends with your child and school. Schooling has to be based upon life learning lessons. They need to be based upon practical knowledge. Now coming to us, because we have understood a lot of things and we continue to learn every single day, go to your nearby community, go to your neighborhood, go to a particular slum or a school as a youngster and talk about emotional and mental well-being to them. I think this is the easiest thing. Then you must make people aware of what government is doing to you. There are a lot of
Okay.
helplines and a lot of acts that are there. And the moment you realize that mental health is your basic human right. In India, we
Hmm.
have Article 21, which is right to life. So, right
Hmm.
to life basically means it also includes your mental health. It is your right to life. Right to mental health is your right to life. Realize that. So, do whatever it takes to get aware of what government is doing. Also know some counselors and psychiatrists, that are there in your community. Reach out to them. You might have a lot of numbers on the Google because nobody tells us to go to a counselor or psychiatrist. People generally not even aware of difference between a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and a counselor. This is the level of understanding. So go and talk to them. We as youngsters spread knowledge, spread positivity as much as we can. Let people know. Another thing is accept the way people are. Be empathetic. Be sympathetic. Accept the way people are. If you find somebody cranky, maybe you find somebody who always gets angry, maybe you find somebody who has a very negative thought process, maybe that person is dealing with something he's not aware of. Maybe it's his or her conditioning that is going on. Maybe some past experience. You must know that and just try to tell that person in a swift manner. but never judge a person according to their personality and their nature. Accept the
Yes.
way they are. And the moment you accept everybody the way they are, the life becomes very easy for you. Very easy.
Thank you, Harshada. And I just want to add one thing. A human is so complex. It is so complex. Why you are taking so easy about the emotions you can't see, about the feelings you can't see, something you can't
Yes.
see. How can you measure that? You can see the wound, the cut, and blood is coming out, so you can see how deep the wound is. But there's nothing to measure your mental pressure. I always used to think about that. There's a machine to gauge your blood pressure. We have thermometer to measure the body temperature. But
Yes.
is there anything to how can I measure my mental pressure? How what I need? This society is the worst case. Someone just uh, feel helpless, and people just find that solution in that particular condition. And to be honest, it is one of the solution too. If nothing is working, what else you will do? You will, just finish yourself. And that's why I hope this podcast and this discussion will make lots of people to think about that, how important it is.
Yes.
Health only discipline. There is no physical and mental. It is the health as whole. Why we segregate this? So I